ACSA News is on your screen. My name is Michael Kelly. Thanks for having us. A school brings new meaning to the term caravan, plus what it's like to have a principal for a father during quarantine. But we begin this broadcast with a special education teacher doing extra special things. Distance learning has created all sorts of challenges, most notably in special education. But Becky Pings and her older brother Adam are here to help.
So I am Miss Pings. If you do not know me, this is my brother Adam. He's going to help me record some videos that are going to help you guys out, hopefully during the home instruction thing we got going on right now, okay? Adam, want to say hi? Hi! So he's going to be helping me out today.
Pings is a teacher in the autism program at Ewing Elementary in Fresno Unified. She created a series of videos to help students in the special education community while schools are closed. This is personal for Becky, given Adam has autism and Down syndrome.
I made them honestly with just helping parents in mind, and it's been kind of a surprise to me, a pleasant surprise, that people also find them really endearing, especially this guy and all his cuteness.
Hey Adam, what was it like recording the videos with your sister?
And you did stuff with your hands. Yeah, he was he was imitating what I was asking him to do. Did you have fun doing the videos?
Okay, how you going?
Yeah, they were good.
Get that man an agent. Becky says Adam has been her greatest teacher over the years and is the reason she's devoted her entire life to special education. We'll have more from Fresno Unified later in this broadcast when we sit down with Superintendent Bob Nelson. It's a conversation you will not want to miss. You may have seen this photo making the rounds on social media. That's Alta Loma High Principal Jason Kaler and his three sons. Yes, Jackson, Jeremiah, and Jonas. You think you have it rough? Try being quarantined with the principal. Who could ever relate to that? The Kaler family on what quarantine life has actually been like.
So it's been chaotic. It's been tough. You know, we're trying to keep distance learning moving forward. We're trying to keep our families headed in the right direction. It's been chaos, pure chaos.
I'm going to ask the kids the next one. So Jeremiah, Jonas, and Jackson, what's it like having a principal as your dad?
Well, some of my friends don't have to do their work, but since my dad's a principal, he makes us do work.
There is no debating the fact that COVID-19 has flipped our lives upside down, and finding any semblance of a routine can prove challenging, which is exactly why Demetrius Ball wanted to provide some consistency for his students. Ball is the principal at Iron Horse Middle in San Ramon. Every day at school, he delivered the morning announcements. But when classes stopped, Ball kept going, taking to his YouTube channel to reach out to his students and their parents.
I've really just been trying to give something that's going to help folks stay engaged, help my students stay engaged, whether it's some type of physical activity, whether it's doing something with your friends, maybe it's just a thought process that you're having. I want them to see that example, and they're seeing it, they're noticing it.
One of the focus points of Ball's videos is emotional wellness. He's gone as far to record his Friday yoga routine, and to that we say, namaste. If only because that's the only yoga word I know. We now head to La Habra, where Kathy Sigmund has been an educator for more than 30 years. Plenty of great memories over 3+ decades, but what happened on April 29th might top them all. If you can't bring the kids to school, then let's bring school to the kids. Sigmund and her team at Imperial Middle created a caravan, yes, caravan, so they could get some much needed face time with their students. Imperial, not the only school to do a caravan. In fact, schools from across the district have been taking part. Sigmund on what made the day so special.
It's times like these, as well as then events like these, that really remind us of just how important it is that we connect with each other, that we let each other know, the kids as well as the staff, that we are here for them, that we care deeply, and that, you know what, you can close our schools, but you cannot close our heart.
Our guest today is one of the busiest people in the Central Valley, Fresno Unified Superintendent Bob Nelson, kind enough to spend a few minutes with us. How are you? Family's healthy? Family safe?
It's crazy times, but I'm thankful to be home and safe and have what we need in order to make things work. There's a lot of kids in my house, so sharing bandwidth has proven a bit difficult, but we're making do.
Good to hear. I want to go back to a story we shared earlier in this broadcast. That's Becky Pings. My understanding, Bob, is she was one of your students back in the day?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Adam and Becky Pings were both my students at Powers Ginsburg, where I served as a vice principal. So it was great. I have a son with cerebral palsy. He was there at that school doing medical therapy, and Adam was a student there at that time too. And then Becky came along behind him. So I know the Pinks family very well. Very proud of them. Thankful to be able to employ her back in the system. So yeah, in Fresno, our family tree doesn't fork very much. It's the same group of people. So you better treat people well. And they are wonderful, wonderful family.
I was going to say, to see the work she's doing now and the impact she's having on the special education community, what does that mean to you?
You know, it's very personal for her, obviously, right? She loves her brother deeply. And I've always said you can't really fall into special education services. I think you have to be called to that work and have a heart for serving kids that have a high degree of need and are really potentially vulnerable. And so loving them, honoring them, respecting them, and just leaning all the way in on the work that they do every day, that's about as good as it can get.
Being the superintendent of any school district is a monumental task. Doing it as the superintendent of the third largest school district in the state with nearly 75,000 kids, and then you throw COVID-19 into the mix. What's life been like for you over these last couple months?
In addition to being big, which has its own complexities, we're really an impoverished district, if we're honest about it. We're 90%, just under 90% free and reduced lunch. And so when COVID-19 hit, and a vast majority, as many know, our jobs are agrarian, and they deal with farming interests. And so we have a lot of people out of work. So as of last week, we had actually provided 2.6 million meals to our community. So that's no joke. I mean, a high degree of need, and mobilizing a district of 74,000 plus kids when we were not a one-to-one district has proven a challenge too. But we're up to the task. We put out 53,000 devices already. Many people are just trying to make ends meet, survive, and advance to the next day. And so we're trying to provide for everybody, and that's a Herculean task, to say the least.
You alluded to it earlier in the interview, but your home life is a little bit hectic too. You and your wife, Tiffany, have a pretty full household.
We do. We had 3 boys of our own, and then became foster parents in Madera County and fostered 8 kids, and then ended up adopting 4 of those. So 2 little girls and 2 little boys. So I have, 2 sets of twins, 24-year-old, 21, 7, 6, and 2 4-year-olds. So that's super, super smart as a 50-year-old. That's really good life planning. And you can tell I work with a coach on that. And
super easy, right? Easiest job in the world.
Well, I don't know about being 50 with 4 kids, but I will say the honest truth is they take the edge off of being a superintendent, which can be a very complex and political thing. But my 4-year-olds could not care less and are just going to scream and run and create chaos at home. And that's probably a saving grace for me, quite honestly.
On that note, one of the things you've done is to create a reading series for the students in your district. Why was that so important to you?
You know, the truth of the matter is I try not to take myself overly seriously, even in this role. Primarily, I'm a 6th grade teacher, kind of taken to scale. And in Fresno, quite honestly, like a lot of families do have what they need to read to their kids, and they have a big library of books, but that's not everybody. So I was trying to figure out how I could add value for our community and just trying to get books into the homes of kids. And so I ended up reading BJ Novak's The Books with No Pictures, and that thing kind of went viral. And then I thought, well, maybe there's something to this. And so I just started reading daily books on every day of the sequester, and I'm up to almost 30, and we put them on a YouTube channel. Children's literature has a lot of opportunity to share some really meaningful messages. And so it's a good way to be able to do that for kids and for families. I had somebody say yesterday, is it wrong that I'm 54 and I'm waiting for your books every day? And I said, no, there's nothing wrong with that. If it adds any value to anybody's world, that makes me really happy.
I was going to say, just keep them coming. I mean, every single day. What you're doing is great.
So yeah, a lot of ukulele playing and book reading, but you know, I don't pretend to be anybody other than who I am, which I think is good and healthy too. And I think as a leader, if you can lean into what makes you authentically yourself, I think that's really healthy and good too.
Well, there's still so much up in the air right now involving COVID-19. What's your advice to fellow educators during these uncertain times?
I think your job as an educational leader in our system is just to walk the calm walk and to model those sorts of social emotional behaviors that you want to see present in your own community. Rise to the moment, be present for your people, and model the calm walk that you want them to walk as well.
Well, we appreciate the work you're doing. We wish you and your staff continued success. We'll talk more down the road. Thanks so much for the time.
Very thankful for ACSA and the good work you do every day. Thanks for leading in for educational leaders everywhere. Appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
And that is our broadcast. Thanks so much for watching. A quick reminder, if you have positive stories you want to share, you can email us. Really simple. goodnews@axa.org. On behalf of everyone here, I'm Michael Kelly. We'll see you next week.